I just built a roller coaster that goes through my entire house, and here's why. Growing up, my favorite roller coaster was called the Serpent. I still remember I waited in line for 2 hours just to ride it one time. But sadly, the next year, the theme park closed down and the ride was gone. I was actually so devastated, I tried to build it out of toys in my house. So my goal is to rebuild the Serpent through and around my entire house. That way I can once again relive that roller coaster that was taken away from me as a kid. There's just one small problem. How the heck do I build a roller coaster? Now, roller coasters are extremely expensive to build, and since I don't have anywhere near that kind of money, I'm gonna have to build this the cheapest way I can think of, and most importantly, make it safe enough to ride. Now, lucky for me, my parents are gone for the week, so hopefully when they get back, the house isn't destroyed. So I spent a few hours watching YouTube videos about roller coasters, and I felt a lot more confident on how to build this. So you can build homemade roller coasters out of PVC pipe and 2x4. So that's exactly what I'm gonna try to do. So the first thing I needed to do before making this huge roller coaster was to build a test track to see if I could even make this work. So I went to the barn to see if there was any 2x4s and PVC pipes, and I actually found some. So I picked everything up and took it all back to the garage so I could start the build. Now I need to figure out how wide to actually make this track. So I cut a bunch of wood at different lengths. I'm gonna see which one fits the best for this track. Got the small one first. Don't think I'm gonna be able to fit on something that narrow. Next, I'm gonna try this one. I am pretty tight in here. I'm gonna try this final piece. That is definitely enough room. So I'm gonna cut a few more of these and line them all up. So after measuring a rough number on how many pieces I would need to build this, I cut all the wood pieces and drilled them into the track. Looking good. Now that I have the track made, I need to find a way to put it in the air. So my idea is to take some of the scrap wood, go here, drill these together, and then when I flip it over, I'll be able to lay that section of the track on top of this. And hopefully because of this right here, the track won't tip over. So I spent the next 30 minutes making 5 of these supports that were gonna hold up the track. And although it started to look like a real roller coaster, there was one very serious problem. It still like has a little bit of give on either side here. Which means if this small test has this give, the bigger roller coaster could create some much bigger problems. So to give it some extra structure, I'm gonna add these pieces to either side. Now it'll have a lot of extra support and strength to hold me up. So I cut a few more pieces and drilled them into the track, and after around 30 minutes, woo! All right, so I have my track made, but in order to even test this track, I'm gonna need to make some type of coaster so that I can actually ride across the track. And to do that, I'm gonna need some wheels. A lot like these. Now this chair I have here only has 5 wheels on it, and I'm gonna need a lot more. So I have a bunch of my old skateboards, and I'm gonna take the wheels off these to make the coaster move. So I cut up some old metal and bolted the skateboard wheels on it. And just like that, this thing looks insane. Just like that. It'll go back and forth. That is so cool. Well. And although this looked awesome, for this to work, I would need something bigger. All right, so I put 2 of them together. It works. Yo, oh, it's gonna hit the camera. That works so much better than I thought that would work. Now I'm gonna make one more of these, add a platform on top of it, and then I can finally test out this track. And after 2 hours of building, that is so cool. I mean, this looks super dangerous right now, but it will look like a roller coaster. The next thing I need to do, lock this into place and then add a platform on top. This way I can sit on it. This is so sketch. So now the test is to see if this track can hold me and if this cart will move. All right. Okay. All right. That did not hold me at all. So if I was gonna survive the full-size roller coaster at the end, I would need to come up with something way more stable. And after some thinking, I'm gonna add a 2x4 to the bottom of this so that hopefully once that's in place, it'll keep it from pushing forward and me falling like I just did a minute ago. Hopefully. So I added the 2x4s and drilled them into place. Ow. And to my surprise, this made the structure way stronger than I expected. Oh yeah, that's already, that ain't going nowhere. No, it works! Now this worked perfectly. The structure was strong enough to hold me while I was moving on the coaster. But I will say, this felt way slower than I wanted, so I needed to come up with something that would make it move fast. So the roller coaster I rode as a kid went 31 miles per hour. My electric skateboard goes 28 miles an hour. So I'm gonna try to add my electric skateboard to the coaster. So hopefully with the skateboard going full speed and I have gravity helping me when I go down the hills, I should be able to hit that same speed of 31 miles per hour, just like I did when I was a kid. So I added 2 extra boards to the track so the skateboard wheels could ride on it. But after a few more minutes of drilling everything into place,
electric skateboard, test 1.
and although this worked perfectly, every good roller coaster has an actual seat. So I found this old fishing boat chair in the storage room, which I really hope no one ever looks for. And after drilling the seat into place, there was only one thing left to test on this roller coaster.
Please don't let this all break. 3, 2, 1. Yo! That works so well! This is sick!
Even though this thing is made from a bunch of random junk I found around the house, this is one of the coolest things I think I've ever built. Oh my gosh. The only thing left to do is to make a lot more of these and start building a real roller coaster all throughout my woods and house. So I measured every single part of my house that I thought this roller coaster could possibly go through, and I went to my local hardware store to buy all the supplies I would need to build a ton more of these tracks to place them throughout my whole house. So I spent the next few days literally just building roller coaster tracks. But if this roller coaster was gonna be anything like my favorite childhood roller coaster, it needed an epic start. And I have a crazy idea on where to do that. And that is right here out of this window. Now listen, I know that sounds crazy, but picture this. Imagine starting right here inside and then going out and around the house. I've never seen a roller coaster like that in my life, so let's try to be the first to do it. Now for this to even work, I needed to make sure that the track can fit through the window. And after measuring the window, I realized the only way I'm gonna actually fit through this window is by taking all of these off. Do you know how to take off the windows? Yeah, I didn't think so. And after wasting the next 10 minutes trying to figure out how to take off the window,
we got the window out.
But after putting the track piece in place, I realized that we might have a big problem.
The track just barely fits.
So I'm gonna need to get the coaster to see if it'll even fit through this window here. And thankfully when I placed the coaster, this just barely fits on either side. But I did realize one massive problem. This is all the room I have right now, and the seat alone comes up to about right there. So fingers crossed, once I take this off, I'll be able to fit through this window. And now that I'm officially an expert window remover, after a few seconds, I should be able to ride this thing, duck down a little bit, and fit through it. Now for the roller coaster to be able to curve around the house, I needed to find a way to bend the pipes. So I created this wooden structure to put the pipes in for a few hours so they would stay bent.
Oh yeah, that's bent.
So I connected the rest of the track outside the window, and after a few hours of building,
that is so cool. I still can't believe that I'm actually doing this right now. All right, going through the window. Test 1, here we go. That is insane. Oh, I almost went off the track at the end.
Now I'm gonna make a bunch of track to go around the side of the house that's gonna connect to the front door. So I spent the next couple hours connecting the window track to the front door, and this roller coaster started to look very promising. I literally spent the next several days just building and connecting track. Now I'm gonna connect the track that's on the side of the house to the front door. That way I'll be able to start the track from my window, go around the side of the house, and then hopefully go through my front door. This is definitely a lot more building than I was anticipating, but if I pull this off, I believe this will be 10 times better than that roller coaster I rode as a kid, mainly due to the fact that it's at my house. So I put in all the track I built over the last couple days and connected them all the way to the front door. And after a couple hours of lifting, guessing, and drilling,
that's gonna work perfectly.
So now that I have the track all the way to the front door, my idea is to have the track go through the entire house. Now here's the thing. That is gonna be the most difficult part of this entire build because I could damage the walls, damage the furnitures, and most importantly, damage the floors. And since I really don't wanna damage anything in the house, because if I do, my parents will honestly never forgive me, to get some inspiration, I decided to visit the abandoned amusement park where I rode the Serpent as a kid.
It's crazy to think that just right over there is where I stood in line for hours to ride the Serpent. and it's just no longer there.
It's crazy to think that when you're a kid, you feel like some things will last forever, but before you know it, they're gone. But at the end of the day, nobody can stop you from creating new and better experiences. So after visiting one of my favorite places as a kid, I was determined to create a new favorite experience as an adult. But before risking my good relationship with my parents by building the track inside their house, I had the craziest idea yet. So I really want the track to go through the woods, but it's gonna need a lot of momentum. So my idea is to build the track going off the deck. So I took off the railing. Dad, if you're watching this, I'm sorry. And then I started placing the track leading off the deck, starting to make the roller coaster go downhill. That way, if everything goes well on this roller coaster, I'll be able to accelerate and reach that 31 miles per hour just like the original Serpent did. And after an hour of drilling literally every piece of wood I could find,
See if it holds my weight. Yeah, that's sturdy. Oh, scared me.
And with the structure holding me up pretty well, I continued adding more track and tested it to see if it worked.
It's holding up. It's holding up. That works great. And now it's time to build something on the track I've been really looking forward to. Every good roller coaster has a good hill. So I'm gonna put mine right here. After the roller coaster goes off the deck, it goes all the way down this massive hill. I'm out of breath from doing that.
So I spent the next 30 minutes bringing up the rest of the track pieces and connecting them to the hill part of the ride. And yo, this was looking sick.
Actually, like a real just swallowed a bug. Oh.
And with the track looking honestly better than I expected, it was time to test it out.
All right, here we go. Oh, shoot. Well,
I forgot to screw in a piece.
Okay, we're picking up speed. It works a lot better putting a screw there. Next, I'm gonna put track all the way up this hill. This way, after getting all the momentum of going down the track, it'll go uphill, so that way it'll hopefully stop me and I won't fly off the end of this and die.
And after an hour of connecting the track,
No way. Thank God that happened now and not while I was riding it. Note to self, put screws into that.
and approximately 45 minutes later,
It's not half bad.
so this is the end.
I made sure it was the end by writing the end on it. This is a freaking roller coaster just going through the woods. I have dreamt my whole life of doing something like this and I can't believe it's finally coming together. Oh my God. This is so cool. I am hoping to God the roller coaster stops before it hits this right here. Otherwise, I'm just gonna fly off.
And with the outdoor track finally complete, it was time to build the final and hardest part of this track, the indoor track.
So here is my idea. I want the track to come in from the front door, ride through the hallway, through the kitchen, and then connect out the door into the woods. I really hope this works and I don't end up damaging the floors and the walls. Oh my God, this is so crazy.
And just because putting a roller coaster in your house is cool, doesn't mean it can't get cooler. So I decided to paint the track yellow to stand out more. And after painting all the pieces, I started connecting everything together inside the house.
All right, now it's time to get this track off the ground.
And after 2 straight hours of just connecting and drilling all the track pieces into place,
this looks insane inside of a house. Now I need to see if this can actually hold my weight. Oh my God, it just breaks right now. Yo, it holds. That's actually really stable. Now that I know that it holds my weight, it's time to test it with the coaster. All right. I mean, so far, so good. I'm gonna hop on now. Wait, look how wild this looks just inside the house right now. What do you think, Lou? 3, 2, 1, tally ho. Oh my God. This is crazy. No way. No. Oh, it's so close to that area. I just rode a roller coaster in my house.
what is this?
All right, the last thing I have to do is now connect the track that's outside the front door to the track that's inside the front door. Once I connect this, the entire track will be done. What? No way I messed that up.
Just barely too big.
It was almost perfect.
But after a very fast cutting session,
After days of work, the roller coaster is finally done. It's time to test it out.
Now, just before I was gonna risk my life on my new creation, I decided to test the roller coaster one more time, and thank God I did.
Oh my God, look at that. The cart fell off the track.
If I was on this roller coaster, things would have been very, very bad right now.
Someone need to get a new board to replace this part of the track.
And after spending an hour fixing the board and the coaster,
it works.
So after days of building, it was finally time to test out the entire roller coaster. I had one goal throughout this video, and that was to rebuild my favorite childhood roller coaster, the Serpent. So I got into the seat, and it was finally time to test out the whole roller coaster for the first time.
Roller coaster test, the first time. 3, 2, 1. Oh, it's in reverse. 3, 2, 1. Here we go.
I could not believe this was actually working.
Go for the front door, go for the front door.
I was riding a freaking roller coaster through my house. Now, as much fun as I was having, there was still one thing left I needed to do, and that was hit 31 miles per hour. So I went full speed down the hill and...
We're flying. Whoa! That thing worked.
But now you don't just build a roller coaster in your house without sharing it with the people you love. So I invited all of my friends and family to come test it out.
Pop up.
Oh God.
Everyone loved the roller coaster.
Oh, but never make me do this again.
But there was two people who specifically needed to like this roller coaster, and that was my parents. Mostly because it was in their house, and if they don't like it, I'll probably never be allowed home again.
I don't know about this.
And I think it's safe to say, they also loved it. So I spent days building just to relive a childhood memory for one day. And I'll be honest with you guys, it was 100% worth it. I truly felt like I was a kid again. I just built a water slide in my house, and here's why.
Growing up, every single summer, I used to go to this place called the beach Waterpark.
Come to the beach!
They had the scariest, fastest, and honestly most fun water slides, with my favorite being the cliff. If you were brave enough to do it, you would know that this was the scariest and most fun water slide in the park. But sadly, one summer, the park closed down, and so did my favorite water slide.
I stayed hot spots. The beach water park is closing its doors.
So my goal is to recreate the cliff somewhere around my house so I can once again experience that thrill and bravery I had as a kid. All right, so there's 3 things I need to do in order to recreate the cliff. 1, it needs to go through the woods, just like the original one did. 2, it needs to have the same colors. And 3, somewhere on this water slide, it needs to have a drop.
So I spent around an hour walking around trying to figure out where to put this water slide.
That's my mic.
And here's my idea.
So recently I built a roller coaster that went through my entire house. Now part of the track went from my house, off the deck, through the woods, and all the way down to the creek. So my idea is to take the existing track, modify it, and build a water slide on top of it. Kind of ironic that I'm turning my favorite childhood roller coaster into my favorite childhood water slide.
Now I knew this was going to be a big project and I couldn't do this alone. So I called the perfect man for the job, my friend Nick.
Mom, Dad, I'm home.
Welcome to Ohio, Nick.
What's up, buddy?
Want to know what you're doing here?
What?
We're gonna build an entire water slide through my house.
Well, it's nice to be here. I'm out.
Wait!
And after convincing Nick to stay, it was finally time to start building this thing. So we went and picked up a bunch of the track that we used to make the roller coaster.
Wow, that is crazy, bro.
All right, so there's about 150 pieces here, and we need to find just 4 of them.
Are they the 4 ones on the very bottom?
Probably, knowing
Probably.
us.
Cool. I'll get to digging.
So we picked up all the track parts we would need to build the water slide and then took them back home. But before we could start building the water slide, there was still one thing we had to do.
So in order to put the track here,
We gotta take the railing off.
We're gonna get in so much trouble.
I actually don't remember how I got this off last time. I just know I used this hammer.
You're wild. No way that worked.
Call me Bob the Builder. Wow. I can't believe that actually worked. I won't tell if you won't tell.
And after a couple minutes of taking apart the railing,
Bro, this is crazy. You put a roller coaster through here?
Isn't it
I'm
nuts?
actually so upset I wasn't here for that.
It was so fun without you.
Are you serious, man?
Now it's about to be a water slide.
I'm glad I'm here for that.
Yeah. It's a pretty high drop though.
Yeah. Should I test the meter ability?
I probably wouldn't.
I'm okay. You know any doctors in the area?
So now that we got the railing off, it's time to start rebuilding the roller coaster track.
So we started moving all the track pieces from the card to the deck. And after setting up the structure of the water slide, we started drilling all the pieces together. And after a couple hours,
All right, we just finished putting the track down, and yo, this looks so good.
How do we tell if this is like safe to go down?
One of us should walk on it.
and after Nick tested to make sure the structure was solid,
Imagine if right now I fell.
now if this water slide is going to go through the woods like the actual cliff water slide did, we're gonna need to extend this roller coaster track.
So my idea is that the slip and slide will come all the way down here.
And then all the way down that hill.
But in order to slide all the way down that hill, we needed more momentum. So I added some extra wood pieces under the structure to make the drop slightly higher. But with the drop being right where this turn is, we're taking a very big risk of falling off.
There's a chance that we go and jump onto this.
And when we fly off the edge.
I'm probably gonna fly off the edge.
Watching you go first is gonna be so fun.
Let's send your mom first. Tina!
All right, now that we have the track in place, the next thing we have to do is turn this into a water slide. So in order to do that, we're gonna need some water slides.
So I went onto Amazon and searched for water slides with one thing in mind.
Now this water slide can't be like your everyday water slide because it's gonna be high in the air. You could very easily fall off it. So the water slide I'm looking for needs to have some type of protective barrier. That way when you jump on it, you hopefully don't fly off it.
And after around an hour of searching, I found the perfect water slide.
Bro, this is sick. Should we try it out?
Nick, we are adults. We have a reputation to uphold.
Yo, this thing is awesome!
This thing works great. Now,
Throughout the years, the cliff was two colors. It was white and it was red. And lucky for me, this water slide was both of those colors.
so we crossed off the first requirement to building the cliff, and let me tell you, this thing is awesome.
I think I ran out of track, bro.
So now that we know this slip and slide works, we need to order a lot more of it.
So I went back onto Amazon and ordered 6 more water slides. But until the water slides arrive,
Here's my plan to actually build this water slide.
so my idea is to add a bunch of wood on top of the roller coaster track. This way we can lay the water slides on top of it. And hopefully this thing works. So the next step was to go to our local hardware store to start getting supplies.
we can't tell Home Depot we're cheating on them with Lowe's.
You've taken me to like unknown land.
So now that I have all my supplies,
Gorgeous.
Can't believe I did all this work.
so we took everything back home and started drilling the wood to the track.
This is wild. The next thing I want to do is add walls to either side so it makes pretty much a perfect mold for the water slides we bought. That way, in case one of us hits the walls, we'll probably die. Hopefully then if we hit the walls, this will stop us and keep us from falling off the water slide.
Or create a perfect ramp to go up over the edge over there.
Well,
You're going first.
you're going first.
So we started drilling in the walls of the water slide, but we quickly saw that the sharp edges of the wood could be really dangerous. So,
All right, we gotta cut these edges off. Do you have a Jason mask?
No.
Actually, it's not even who it is. It's a Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I hope this works.
so we spent literally the next 8 hours working on the water slide. And although the progress was slower than I expected, I was feeling pretty optimistic.
All right, it's getting dark, but we're gonna try to finish building the rest of the track tonight. That way, hopefully by tomorrow, a lot of this is built and we can actually lay down the water slide.
Sound good?
We got this. Let's do it.
And 2 hours later, we were still not even close to our goal.
So we just finished putting plywood down pretty much most of the track, but I'm realizing now that this is definitely a way bigger project than I was expecting. Like this took us all day and we're not even done putting the wood on the track. I just really hope when we put this whole thing together, it actually works.
And after realizing how big this project was gonna be, to get some inspiration, the next morning I decided to go back to the original water park where the cliff water slide once was.
Oh my God, dude, look at this. You can literally see the old sign when we come up here.
Since you guys in Ohio didn't have beaches, you call your your water parks the beach. That's hilarious.
Oh, bro, there it is. Look. No way. No way, it's still up. Dude, that's so cool. I haven't seen that in years. All right, I'm gonna pull in over here. Let's put the drone up. Welcome to the beach.
Bro, is that it?
That's it.
That's it, that's the cliff. Dude, that's crazy looking.
That's freaking
So what's actually crazy is my sister used to work at the beach water park as a lifeguard.
No way, really?
No, yeah. You know what we should do?
What?
Whenever we build this water slide, we should have her come over and test it and see if it's anything like the cliff from the original beach water park.
That's genius, but that's if we can actually pull this off.
I know.
Lifeguard Casey.
All right, let's get back to building. So with my newfound motivation to prove to my sister that my water slide is just as good as the cliffs, we got back to work.
Honestly, now that I'm looking at this in the daylight, this is looking sick so far. So the plan for today is to finish all of the wood all the way down to the creek so that we can hopefully get this water slide on today. And like I said, this is definitely a way bigger project than I expected, so we got everyone's hands on deck.
So we spent the next couple hours cleaning up the path from all of the rocks and sticks that were on the ground, so when we add the water slide later on, it doesn't get torn up, and hopefully when we're going down the water slide at high speed, we don't hit any rocks on the bottom. And with everything cleaned up,
So now we're gonna go from here all the way down to the creek.
Isn't this honestly a way bigger project than you were expecting?
Yeah, but it's gonna be a way bigger payoff too.
When you go first, it's gonna be the greatest payoff.
After you go, get hurt, fix the error, I'll go, and then it'll be the biggest payoff.
but before we could agree on who would go first, we finished drilling all the top plywood pieces to the track, and after an hour, we had our drop just like the original cliff water slide.
Oh yeah, dude. That's sick. This actually worked out way better than I thought. So now,
Track starts up there, goes all the way down,
I stopped him with my foot right here.
and it's perfectly flat with the ground.
We need to add something under right here. I think.
And although we should add something right there in order not to hit the ground at a high speed, first we needed to make sure we could even reach that point and not fly off the high drop. So we continued adding some of the walls on the track, but there was still one very risky part of this build.
which is right here, because all of your momentum is gonna be going towards this wall, and then it's gonna turn you to go down to the creek. So my idea is to double up this barrier. That way when we hit the barrier on the water slide, it'll hit this wall and keep us going down the water slide. This is all honestly an enormous guess. And I just really hope it works.
Yeah, once I know that wall's strong enough, then I'll just go off like the one right next to it.
All right, guys, we need to fix that area.
So we spent the next couple hours making the track stronger so it would hopefully hold us up while we're sliding down at a high speed.
Here, take a selfie stick now.
Bro, that looks crazy. Hi.
And after hours of drilling and cutting,
All right, so the next thing I want to do is add some type of protective layer on top of this wood, because if you try to just use this as a slip and slide, it would hurt so incredibly bad. So we're gonna use these.
Bro, see how awesome that is?
Yeah, that's gonna feel much better than just straight splintered wood.
Yeah, the idea is we're gonna take all this foam and put it all the way down the slip and slide. That way you don't feel any of the wood, you don't feel any of the rocks, you don't feel anything below the slip and slide when you go down it. The only problem is we only bought 2 pieces of these. So we're gonna need a lot more. You know where that means we need to go?
I'll be in the car.
Yo!
I almost went through right there, and I'm gonna run away now.
and with Nick giving me another reason to buy some extra protective layers, we headed to Lowe's and bought as many pieces of foam the car could physically fit. And we spent the rest of the day adding all these pieces to the track.
Oh, what a day. We finished putting down the majority of this foam, and it looks so good.
It literally looks like Tetris pieces, bro. How did you even think of that?
You and I both know this was my idea, so I knew I had to make the Tetris pieces for this.
You thought this whole video was your idea?
Yeah, get off my slide.
So the only thing we have left to do is this little patch right here, and then we'll finally be able to add the slip and slide to it. I just really hope when we put everything down, it actually works. All right, so it's the next day. The next thing we're gonna do is go and get one of the water slides and see how it fits inside of the mold we built. But the only thing I'm concerned about right now is there is literally a weather advisory right now for a thunderstorm. So this could potentially ruin everything we've done so far.
Or it's gonna turn into a water slide sooner than we think.
Yeah.
I prefer rainwater.
All right, it could be raining any minute, so let's get the water slide and test it out.
Let's get it.
Just cut the water slide. Nope, Lulu, we need those. Lulu.
She just took the
Lulu.
She took the stakes.
Come.
Lulu, we need
Up
those.
here. I'm sure I can get them from her. Watch, it's the art of surprise.
How's it going, man?
Fast. It's starting to rain.
So, all right, we gotta get this unboxed quick.
Here, I got her.
No way. Thank you, Lou. Oh, these are the instructions.
I'll take those. Here you go, girl.
Did you just give the dog the instructions?
I didn't have a shredder, so that's the next best thing.
So we spent the next 30 minutes unfolding the water slide to match the structure of the track we created.
She's smart. She's trying to roll her ball down the hill. Look,
Making sure the
look,
slide
I did it.
works.
And after adding the second water slide, this was starting to look very promising.
Alrighty. This ain't looking that bad.
The idea is we're gonna keep this one flat and pull it over the edges. And then when we get over here, we're gonna inflate these. So now
We're gonna have a little bumper section so that when you come up here, you'll hit this. This way it'll keep you inside the slide. Hopefully. A lot of hopes here.
And just as we started seeing progress again,
dog, look at that.
Out of nowhere, it started pouring.
Well, I'm gonna go down the slide now.
You think it's gonna ruin it?
I don't know.
I have no idea like how this foam's gonna hold up in the rain.
oh my God, dude, this is crazy.
Bro, the foam, I think, like, we should probably maybe move that.
Oh, I forgot. We left everything out over there. All right, we gotta go get these quick.
Right now. Oh, stuff. Oh, this is crazy. We barely got wet.
I didn't get wet at all.
All right, so the rain finally stopped for a bit, but the ground is soaked. There's still a chance of thunderstorms later as well. But while we have a little break in the rain, we're gonna work on the last thing we need to recreate the cliff, and that is the drop.
So we started bringing out the foam pieces to finish up the water slide, only to realize one huge problem.
All right, we gotta figure something out here, because look at this.
As good as this looks, right now this thing's leading straight into that wood pile.
Yeah, we're gonna have to curve around that.
Or we're gonna have to move that wood pile.
Let's curve it.
So we're gonna try to bend this piece out a little bit. This way it makes it straight.
With the bridge, and then we're gonna go in and add some filler pieces so that this all feels like one consecutive long track.
And we'll test and see if we hit the wood pile.
What's this we? You will test it.
But before fixing anything, we added the rest of the foam pieces to see if our path would even work. And thankfully we did that because we ran into an even bigger problem.
There's a big bump right here, and the way this goes down, it could send you that way and off the slip and slide.
That sounds fun.
So I think what I'm gonna do is try to dig some of this up so that way it sits more flat. And while I do that, Nick,
You're gonna start taping them together.
All right.
Let's do it.
And after 30 minutes of trying to dig to hopefully make the ground as flat as possible,
I'm exhausted. So, cleared out a whole trench here, and I'm hoping that is enough to make this somewhat flat and not have that big arch, which could potentially send us into the wood pile.
Still looks like it might.
We'll see.
so we added all the foam pieces back and taped them together and tried to create this perfect path so that way we don't fly off the water slide. And after hours of work,
All right, we got our drop. Looks wild, bro. If you get a lot of speed coming from the top, you're gonna go flying down this.
I'm so glad you're going first.
We got one piece left, which is gonna go back there, and then we got all the foam down. This is crazy. We're getting to the home stretch.
and with the final piece of foam taped down,
All right, bro. It's done.
Let's go.
Oh,
I'm so excited to say this, but the foam mats are finally done.
bro, it looks so legit.
So good. Wow, we did great.
So the next thing we're gonna do is add all the water slides on top of this foam. This is crazy. This is really gonna determine whether this works or not, because there is a lot of bends through here. I have no idea if this is gonna work or not, but regardless, this is so freaking cool. All right, open them up, start blowing them up. Let's put them on the track. We're in the home stretch.
so we spent the next hour unboxing all the water slides and blowing them up.
If you guys haven't, now is a great time to subscribe, because if my parents kill me when they come home and see this giant water slide at their house, at least it'll be good knowing that you guys subscribed. All right, I'm gonna get back to it now.
And with the water slides all blown up, we placed them onto the foam boards, and just like that, the water slide structure was complete.
This looks wild. This looks like an actual water slide at like a water park that goes through the woods.
Look at that.
Nothing's even hooked into place yet, but just by looking at it right now, like, that looks insane. So the only hard part is this turn over the bridge. We gotta make sure that thing is secured and doesn't go anywhere.
Otherwise we're going in the creek.
Yep.
So we secured all the water slides into place. That way, when we would slide on them, they would hopefully not move. And after a couple hours of work, the water slide was going through the woods just like the original cliff.
This literally took hours, but we finally got the entire water slide connected, and
We even put these logs here.
kind of like a finish line.
That might be your finish line. I'm stopping up there.
And also because
Right here is probably where you're gonna hit when you come down this. So hopefully that just kind of bounces you back.
Bounces. These are like solid oak logs. You ain't bouncing on this.
So now that the water slide is connected, it's time for honestly the most important part of a water slide, and that is adding the water to it. So in order to do that, we're gonna need a lot of hoses.
Why are you smiling?
I can't say that on camera.
So we went back to Lowe's and picked up about as many hoses as we could find and headed back home to finish up the water slide.
All right, you take those hoses up to the deck.
Should I say it?
Probably not.
No. You're right.
And after an hour of work,
All right, we got all the hoses hooked up, but before we can try that, we need a runway, because right now,
Right where the dog's at is where the water slide starts.
and my idea is to move the table inside the house. That way we can start inside the house, run through the kitchen, jump through the door, and then go down this giant water slide. When my parents see this, they're actually gonna kill me, but until then, let's just hope this works.
so we moved the table out of the way and added the carpets as a runway, and just like
We
that,
got our runway. Looks sick, right?
Right.
Why'd you open the door? Whoa, yeah, stop. What were you doing?
I was gonna test it with no water.
That's a terrible idea.
I'm just kidding. You can go first.
All right, now that we got our runway, it's time to finally add soap to the slip and slide.
Let's go.
There's no turning back after this.
Bro, I'm literally walking on the soap that you're putting it on. I'm gonna fall. Oh, Drew.
Are you good?
I'm good, I think. Maybe I'll go in front of you.
All right.
Dog, I'm gonna take you out with me. I'm screwed. I'm so screwed.
Yo.
Bro,
I can't wait to see this.
I got a good feeling it's gonna work after that. All right.
Should we take bets on where?
We should, on where I might land.
Yeah.
All right, I got a little block of wood with my initial on it. I'm saying right there.
I'm staying. We're going right here. Right in line with the logo.
Off the bridge into the woods.
Yeah.
and with our bets in place, it was finally time for the most important part of the water slide, the water.
I have an idea. I hope this works. This is where we give the dog a shower.
Bro, this shower is crazy.
Yo!
Wow. I can't imagine what this water bill is gonna look like.
Yeah. Guys, please share this video with somebody so this hopefully gets views and I can afford this water bill. Should work. Let's see if it leaks.
There we go.
And just like that, the water slide was ready. Now you don't build a giant water slide at your house without having your friends and family coming over to try it.
All right, what are you guys doing today?
Well, you guys are wearing swimming trunks, so.
Yeah, that's all you told us was to bring swimming
Take a
trunks.
look.
What is that?
My God.
Dog, did you build a water park? This one's gonna go crazy.
Ready to test it?
Bro, I'm so excited.
Days of work, bro.
All right, I'm gonna start inside the house and I'm just gonna book it.
Do it.
I hope this works.
If I fall off, will you still try it?
Yes.
Okay, good.
After days of work, it was finally time to test this water slide and see if it actually works.
All right, Drew, send it.
Water slide in the house. 3, 2, 1.
Let's go.
You gotta try it!
Crazy. Whoa, you got it, you got it. Oh my God, this is so fast. No way, bro.
How was it?
We did it.
Dude, this is so insane. I couldn't believe how well this thing worked. We were literally flying through the woods on 140 feet of water slide.
Ready?
I'm scared for him. I feel like he's gonna crash. Go, go, go!
I've never done anything like that in my life.
What do you think?
Oh my god.
Do you want to go down it?
How am I gonna go down? Mom of the year!
Woo! Good job, Mom!
Now, as much fun as we were having, there was still one person left that needed to test out the water slide, and that was my sister Casey.
All right, you ready to go?
I'm so excited to go.
We were talking earlier about how you used to work at the beach water park, so I want to know how this relates to the actual cliff that used to be at the beach water park.
Dude, I used to be the lifeguard of the cliff, and every time after my shift, I gotta go all the way down it, so I'll give you the ultimate test. That was way faster than it looks. Like when you guys are going down, it looks so not cool and really slow, but that was actually fast.
All right, the big question, how does this relate? All right, the big question, how does this relate to the actual cliff?
So the number one thing about the cliff is that it's scary, and the fact that you guys built a water slide in our backyard makes the scare factor there. So you did really good.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Do you have soap in your eyes?
I just turned my entire house into a trampoline.
Yeah, a house full of trampolines. Now, if there's one thing you need to know about me, it's that I love trampolines. In fact, I built the world's biggest trampoline in our front yard. But one thing I have never seen is an entire house filled with trampolines. And that is exactly what Unspeakable did today.
Now it's time to have some fun. And over here, we got the world's biggest water balloon. This thing is massive. So I gave James scissors, and when Drew jumps on the balloon next, we're gonna pop it before he lands on it.
It's like flooded. It's going straight for the outlet.
Oh my god. Time for the nuts.
Drew?
Is he good?
Drew?
That was sick. This is the only way to get out. It's kind of scary, bro. Because if you fall off that other side, probably like a good 15 feet. I can do that.
Close, man.
I buried a golden ball within thy nuts. If you find the ball, you'll get $1,000. Give me those nuts. Did you find it? You just stepped on me.
I think I stepped on your head.
You guys have unlocked a new weapon.
What?
Good luck. No, this weapon. Stop.
I got it!
He got the nut! We got some bowling balls and a trampoline. What could possibly go wrong? Nothing. The first person to make it into the red 1,000 bucket wins all of this cash.
That was so close!
That's additional.
Nick?
Hey, man.
Bro, this is crazy. There's a slide.
I have to try this slide. Okay.
The slide isn't finished yet.
It should be good. Oh, oh my gosh.
Oh, if you guys haven't subscribed yet, now would be a great time to do it. If you subscribe, I'll buy you a slide.
I'm subscribed. Can you buy me a slide?
No.
All right. I'll carry on with what I was doing then.